Welcome. I'm Danielle Sally.
And I'm Eva Fusa.
And you're listening to Ghost Boss, stories about the freelance afterlife. Hey.
Hello.
How are you doing, Eva?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm getting over a sinus infection that felt like I got hit by a bus. So my
wow. Just your sinuses? Or
oh my God. Yeah, it's pretty much just sinuses. And
no, just your sinuses got hit by the bus, or the whole body got hit by the bus?
But mostly the right side of my face because I sleep on my right side.
That's a small bus.
It was a little mini Barbie bus.
Bobby bus. What is that accent?
I don't know. I'm a little delirious with all the medicine I'm on. So all that to say, I might have a little bit of a Kermit voice today, a sexy little Kermit voice. So, all right. Today, this episode will air getting into the holiday time. And then Eva and I decided we deserve a break.
This has been such a long, we're on episode 6.
Yes.
So daunting. We've been doing this for so long. But no, really, to take our own advice.
We're taking a break.
We're taking a break.
Yeah.
So we will see y'all in the new year, but we have lots to talk about before we
are calling this episode the Ghost of the Freelance Future.
That's right.
Because we want to talk about our freelancing during the holidays, and we also want to talk about our goals for 2024.
God, 24.
24.
Have you had to start working on anything for 24 yet? Like I was prepping a deck for a 2024 campaign the other day, and I typed it like in the title slide, and I was like, God, we're already there. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I'm working on the creative for American Advertising Awards, and I put 2024. It's kind of like a little futuristic theme too. I'm like, we're going in the future.
It's a vibe.
All right. So also, this is the last week that we're going to do our little anti-zombie self-care check-in list. So I'll start. Because I got sick.
Was it very easy to rest while you were sick?
I rest a lot. But I did not I was bad about the meditation, the morning coffee, because I stayed inside. But I got back on everything. This week, I'm back on everything. I was texting my nutrition coach, Jenny Kidd, and I was just saying, hey, this is my workout schedule. I did a whole bunch of Peloton yesterday. I did my morning meditation. I did all the things. And you're going to laugh. So today, instead of morning meditation, I got in the holiday spirit.
Ooh.
And I cranked up. So Cher has a Christmas album. This morning, I was just like dancing in my kitchen instead of doing my morning meditation.
Okay.
But also I'm in a step competition. So I'm like, get my steps in. It was good.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yes. All right, Eva, how have you been on your list?
I've been doing good.
Yes.
So I got 7.5 hours of sleep last night.
Okay. Yes. That's the goal, right?
That is the goal.
Okay.
There's
you're good.
Something magical, I guess, about the podcast because, there is in general.
In general, it is a little therapeutic.
It is. I have actual therapy after this too. So it's a big day for
That'll
Eva.
be better.
We're talking a lot, but I did not meet my sleep goals like the 2 nights prior, but I met it last night.
Interesting.
And the last time we recorded, it was the same thing. I didn't meet it the 2 days before, but I met the night before.
Just knowing that you're coming in to talk about your feelings.
Or the fact that we've been scheduling for later in the week. And after like Monday or Tuesday, I'm like, bro, you got to get it together. You got to get it together.
It's a little more realistic.
But for my audio consumer content, I'm just going to go back a week.
Yes.
If we factor in podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm at 49 hours for the last week.
Oh my God.
That's an estimate. And I started a new book this morning.
Oh man, I love it.
49 hours. So that encompasses 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 books.
Wow.
Because some of them are like little novellas.
Yeah.
Like little hour-long books.
Okay.
But yeah, so 9 books. And one of those books was like 14 hours long. So some of them are like real.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
So that's been good. I've been doing okay with my exercise.
Yeah.
I've been out of town a lot, not like travel, but just like day travel.
It's harder when you're traveling.
For sure. But that's been okay.
Good.
My eating's been decent, even though I've been on the road.
Yeah.
It's been decent.
That's key.
Yeah. It's not great, but it's decent.
Yeah. That was a tough part when I was sick because I was just trying to eat.
Oh, when I'm sick, it's out the window, man.
Like it was pretty much oatmeal and soup.
It's like saltines and ginger ale for me when I don't feel good.
I didn't track my food for a whole week. This week, like I've tracked every day, like down to the gram, and it's crazy how much better I feel. Yeah. It's insane.
I mean, I can tell. We've talked about this. I don't get super in the weeds about what, but I can kind of tell.
I'm the rigid one.
Yes.
All right, Eva. So speaking of the holidays, you've been freelancing for 3 years now. You got the holiday season under you before. Yeah. This will be my first holiday season. Welcome as a freelancer. What tips, how do you decide what like days you're getting off? Because I know we're both parents. Yeah. I know my daughter's going to have at least 2 weeks or more off of school. I think her last day is December 15th. And we do after school, which turns into full day. So like I'll have her taken care of, might send her to my grandparents. But what do you do? Like, how do you plan for freelancing during the holidays?
So for several years, even pre-freelance, my goal every year was to take Christmas to New Year's off. Yeah. Usually that would shake out to like a 2-week block. Mm-hmm. So like if Christmas was on a Saturday and the company gave us Christmas Eve and the day before Christmas off, I would try to take the 2 days off. Right. Like,
because all your clients are off.
Right. I would try I would try not to like come back for 2 days and then leave. Mm-hmm. Now, when I freelance, it's a little different because I'm not schlepping into an office. So I don't feel as like weird about the patchiness. Sure. So I try from Christmas Eve. Okay. Ideally day before Christmas Eve. So the 23rd, but if not, the 24th through New Year's Day. Okay. Which is a Monday to Monday this year. That's kind of a weird one. Most of my clients will be pretty quiet. I will admit I think last year I did some work in that time, but I did it when nobody knew I was doing it. Sure. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't emailing. Yeah. I was just pre-working.
Well, and I feel like December, and it was this way when it was the agency too, like December tends to be the estimate month. Meaning a lot of clients are planning their fiscal year budgets and then they're asking for estimates for upcoming projects. So I've in the past have spent a lot of time working on estimates that will hopefully turn into New Year projects.
I have not gotten a lot of that. Yeah. I have gotten a decent amount of, you estimated this for us. Sure. We want to go ahead and cut the check. We're going to send it to you in December. Yes, You'll please. Start the work in like February or March or whatever.
Yes, that makes sense.
No, I think it'll go pretty quiet. I've got a meeting already on my calendar the week before Christmas. I've arranged for some childcare like in the middle of that week. Right. So like he'll get out of school on a Thursday afternoon. He'll be with me for a few days. Then I have some coverage for 3 days. Right. Then we really are starting to get into the Christmas weekend. So I do a lot of work at night. I do a lot of work kind of like at odd hours.
But you're only doing that once a week, right? According to our self-care list.
Twice a week.
I wish everyone saw Eva's face. She looked at me like, what do you mean I'm only doing it once a week?
I was like, what? Did I
You
say
set
that?
A goal.
Of twice a week, I believe. Check me. Yes, twice a week. Well, it's different during the holidays though.
Yeah, I get that.
Like if I'm taking my little one out Christmas shopping or if we're doing stuff with his friends and I have to work at night. Yes. Because I was making memories.
Making memories. You know what? That's important though. We got to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to try to be wrapped up. I mean, looking at the calendar, I'm going to try to be wrapped up on Friday the 22nd.
All right, cool. I think so far that's my plan. I plan on telling clients ahead of time that's what I'm looking at. And so that's my plan. Hopefully I stick to it because I want to make sure, I'm still taking that time off. So
yeah. And I tell people all the time, you feel free to email me if you're online. Oh, sure. Most clients, I find a lot of people take that time off.
Everyone.
Lots of people do. And if they don't, they're doing what I'm doing, which is like small stuff to get caught up. They're not trying to like talk to anybody.
It's funny. Before I had children, and whenever I worked at a company, I usually made a point to work during the holidays because everyone else didn't.
Oh, no, I was always the first.
Such an introvert of me, but like I liked being in the office when no one else was. Shocker. Ew. But then, then we got on public school schedules and that's not, I got to take the time off. I need that.
I mean, my Christmas and New Year's thing was before I had my son too. Sure. I always tried to do it. I used to like to travel and like leave the day after Christmas and travel and then spend New Year's in a different city. Sure. And it wasn't always like somewhere like extravagant, right?
Yeah.
Like one time I was in Athens, Georgia for years, right? But it was fun. But now that's a little different with a schedule with a kid.
Sure.
So that's my goal. I do love coming back to a fresh to-do list.
Yes.
I don't know if you feel the same way.
I do. And that's the perfect transition to what the other thing we wanted to talk about today, which are our 2024 goals.
Yes.
Both our freelance goals, our business goals, and we decided let's throw in a couple personal goals as well.
Yeah.
All right. So I have decided that, going into January will actually be the 1 year mark of me setting up my LLC, which is one huge milestone. Woo. But then July 1, I consider really my real anniversary.
Yeah.
Because that's when I really started to work for myself. So since I'm still in that 1 year phase, I decided that 2024 is my year of learning and my year of growth.
Yeah.
So here are my goals for 2024. First one, and it's really a huge reason of why I went into freelance, but continue to focus on making my mental health a priority. The reason I put that in my work goals and not necessarily my personal goals is because I went into freelance because I wanted more control over my time and my schedule and the work that I do because of how it affects my mental health.
Sure.
So for me, that's a very much a business goal for me because that ensures that I am in a very healthy place. Next, I kind of just set up a celebrating 1 year as a business owner. Woo! I think that we all need to celebrate those goals. And next would be hitting my income goals. That, duh.
Duh. Make that money.
And the last one is continue to learn, grow, pivot, and plan, because I feel like as a new business owner, I have a plan in place about the type of clients that I want or the projects that I want to work on. And as I really find my flow, I'm discovering that sometimes my plans change or sometimes there's a different purpose and it may be a better plan than I originally thought. So I feel like my first full year, I really want to look back and see, what am I doing? What am I doing that feels right? What am I doing that maybe feels wrong? What can be improved? And just really use this as a year of growing and learning. Yay. And I feel like that's the best thing I can do in my first year of business.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I love also that we're calling these just like our goals and not resolutions.
Oh, no.
Like the whole vibe around resolutions, I feel very different about.
I feel like if they're called resolutions, they're just not going to happen.
Well, and it just like, I would be setting these goals. I mean, I love the new year because it's a fresh start. But these goals, I think like they're goals.
They're goals and we're going to manifest them.
That's
right. All right, Eva. So what are your goals for 2024?
Yeah. So last year, one is to hit my income goal.
Yep.
And last year.
Amazing. We both had
I know, right? Shocking. Business owners want to make enough money to live.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Last year I had a goal. Or last year I met a significant number as far as like what I billed out.
Yes.
So that means like at the end of the year, those invoices weren't paid yet.
Right.
The work had been completed and it was going out. This year I met that goal in gross income.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
And my goal next year is to meet that same goal, but in net.
Yes.
Right.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm proud that my company is like steady growing.
Yes.
Like nothing crazy. This is a wonderful trajectory to be on.
Yep.
Number 2 is more speaking engagements.
Yes.
So I moderated that panel at the Growth Summit.
It was great. Yes. You need to do more of it.
Yeah.
Because that is something that I didn't do. And then Dawn Reeves with AAF National really pushed me.
Yeah.
And said, you need to do this, especially, going into my year as Council of Governor Chair. She's like, you really need to do more speaking engagements.
Yeah.
And I thought a lot about what I was going to talk on. And it really, my confidence went up. The networking was worth it. You get to meet so many great people. So you especially need to do more speaking engagements for sure.
Yeah. I don't know that I have anything kind of prepped mentally for like booking me as a keynote, right?
Right.
But this is a stepping stone to that, perhaps.
The key I found is pick a topic that you feel like you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And is something uniquely you can talk about.
I've always wanted to figure out a way to talk about like my Indigenous background in communications and like what's appropriate to say and what's not appropriate to say.
Yes.
And like what imagery can you use and what imagery can't you use. It's a little bit of a bigger lift, but and in between, like there's lots of stuff I can just get up and off the cuff on.
Right.
So I am excited to say I already have one speaking engagement book.
Yay. That's exciting.
Yeah.
When is it?
It is in March.
Awesome.
I don't know the exact date. I'm sure they emailed it to me. But Kate Maloney asked me to be on the Design Her panel.
Awesome. That sounds great.
With Columbia Design League, which is part of the Museum of Art here.
Cool.
So I'll be one of the panelists.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that, and then I did, I think I mentioned this last episode, I did some Native American History Month presentations at my son's school.
Loved
and I hope I get to do that again next year.
For sure.
Yeah. All right.
Goal 3?
Goal 3. Post on my social media account more.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give it to me.
Maybe like once a month.
I've been sharing some stuff in the stories in my defense.
You've been sharing, but I want to see
I know.
I'm going to set a goal for you. I want you to have some original content.
I know.
Not reshare.
I know.
I want you to think, I want you to even put together.
I feel like I'm being managed.
No,
right now.
I'm going to manage you.
Let me tell you about how the oldest daughter, like type A in me, like feels about being
managed. Listen, I'm youngest. I'm just going to tell you what to do, and I'm not going to get in trouble for it. No, you are going to make a plan for at least January.
I think it's called a content calendar.
Yes. And you're going to
I write them for clients.
Yes. And you're going to make one for yourself for January.
Right.
And you're going to manifest because you're going to do it.
Will you come have coffee with me while I write my content calendar?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Or
you know what? And you're going to hate me saying this. This is the discipline, not motivation.
Ugh.
You're going to make your social content happen.
No, I will.
The pause. I normally edit out all our pauses. I'm keeping that pause because you were so hesitant.
I will. Because I don't like being told what to do.
I know. You'll get over that.
I know. But I'm the oldest. My ideas are best.
Okay. Not for this.
No. Well, we don't know because I haven't put any of my ideas down because I haven't done anything.
That's fair. We'll find out if they're worthy or not. All right.
Yeah. So post on my social media accounts. And then number 4 is offload some of my administrative work.
Okay. Now this I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So how do you plan on doing that?
So,
because we are businesses of one.
Yes. We're businesses of one.
Yes.
One woman shows over here. So I feel like everybody gets to kind of a tipping point where you decide, do I need to start farming out stuff?
Sure.
And I've been thinking about that for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And initially I thought about, do I need to start farming out some of the smaller work that I do?
Right.
Maybe giving some work to some junior designers.
Sure.
That feels like a heavier decision to make.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right. And when you're a one woman show, people want to work with you.
Yes.
Like the relationship is with me.
Yes.
But nobody cares who uploads the receipts to my accounting system.
That's fair.
So I have an accounting system. I use software.
Yes.
I do all that kind of stuff. I have not been very good about going in and adding my receipts and categorizing and stuff. So then I have a big crunch time right when my taxes are due. And all of a sudden I have 7 hours of work to do. And I always tell myself I'm going to do it every month. And then I don't do it every month.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to look into somebody to help me with just the monthly tasks.
Yeah, sure.
That's where I'm going to start.
Okay,
because
cool.
I can't think of other stuff right now that I would really want to offload.
I think that's a smart thing to if you're considering, do I offload admin work or I offload the design work? Because if you bring in a junior designer, you're also going to have some additional time there too, spending on creative direction for them, making sure
managing them,
right. So that might actually add a little bit of work to you. So I think it would be good to make sure it's your admin work. That is what you're offloading.
And I think I'm going to start with things like, just tie up my books at the end of the month. And to clarify, if my accountant were to call right now and be like, I need your books for the year.
Yeah.
I could have them to her by Monday.
Sure.
A couple days and I could get what I need cleaned up, but it's a thing that I have to do. And I think I start with that and then maybe that person later can do other stuff if it comes up, right? Like maybe they can handle booking my travel for some of these conferences. Or they can write up my quotes for me. Like if I tell them hey, this is how much I want to charge for this.
Sure.
Can you go put it in the template and
easy enough
and put all that stuff together. And I think I can get somebody like pretty reasonable for that.
Yeah, because it's not stuff that's difficult to do. It's just stuff that adds up and takes up time away from actually getting design work done.
Yeah. And lots of people I think they call them digital assistants now or personal digital assistants. So yeah, if you do that line of work, reach out to us and I may set up something with you in the new year.
Yeah, DM us on Instagram.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into our personal goals now. And we decided just 2 each because we would spend forever rambling if we went more than 2. Mm-hmm. So my first personal goal for 2024 is continue working on my nutrition with Jenny Kidd. Listen, I went to the doctor yesterday and for the first time in forever, she looked at my chart and was like, "You've lost a good amount of weight."
Oh.
And she said, "Congratulations." And both my doctor and I know, I've been struggling for a long time, especially after having a child to lose my weight. And, sometimes it is genetics and I've been really struggling. And ever since working with Jenny Kidd, it has just been such a difference. I feel like I finally found something that works for me and is something I can manage. And it's not a quick weight loss fad that every time I've done those in the past, I quickly add them back. I'm maintaining it. It's realistic. It works with my lifestyle, which is huge. So that is my goal 2024. Continue to work with Jenny. So Jenny, if you're listening to this, I'm sticking around. And then my next goal, and I'm so close to hitting it this year, and I'm making a goal for next year too. I want to hit 10,000 minutes of classes on Peloton. I just hit 9,000. So I am, and I think by the end of the year, it's manageable. I can get to 10,000. So next year, I also want to hit 10,000. It's definitely doable. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to hit 10K on Peloton. And mind you, that includes that's meditation, that's walking, that's cycling, that's my strength classes, all the things. I want to make sure I hit it because that is something that will help me maintain and improve my mental health, which is my first goal on my work side.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did some quick math for you.
Yes.
That's almost like a full week.
Yeah. I feel
it's 6.94 days. That's cool though. I love that.
What you do in your listening,
in my listening time,
in your audio, that's me on Peloton. And honestly, there's some walking classes that I love. There's one with Maddie Majagamo and it's a walk and talk. Yeah. And it's just, honestly, it's kind of like a podcast. And it's just him talking about hot takes and current events. And I just love it. Yeah. And it's just, and I thought about that. I was like, that's my audio consumption is Peloton. Yeah. So I do listen to some things. I'm not a total monster. I've gotten all the DMs. I get it, people.
I'd like to say I'm winning on that.
Definitely.
Although that clip of me listening to that book that I didn't even really end up liking that much.
It is insane how many views that got over mine.
But I look like a lunatic.
You do look crazy. And my personal favorite is the clicking.
The click, 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 click. And then I didn't realize how no wonder so many people think I'm grumpy when I worked in an office. My concentration face is a mood.
That was the funny thing. Both of ours are it was just a total.
Yeah. RBF. I'm not mad. I'm working.
RBF.
Well, good. Those are awesome.
Yes, goals. I'm going to hit them. So what are your goals?
So my first one is to keep up with my self-care each month.
Yes.
So I have an app where I track my habits and I have not been keeping up with the app. Okay. And so the habits, there's 5 of them.
Okay. Let's hear them.
And I have daily metrics. Read a book for 30 minutes. That's a physical book or listen to a book or whatever.
I like it.
Get 7 hours of sleep.
You got to do it.
I know. I know I prefer 7.5, but 7 also.
Do we need to record the podcast every day just so you can get your sleep?
No, but you can, when I start doing this again, it gives me run streaks. So it tells me how many days in a row have you completed that.
Perfect.
Drink 80 ounces of water a day.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Meditate for 5 minutes a day.
All right.
And then exercise for 30 minutes a day.
You got this.
And it syncs up. The exercise portion syncs up with my watch. So some days I technically meet that metric, even though I haven't gone to do a workout because my watch is well, you've moved enough today.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So personal goal 1 is to keep up with my self-care and tracking through my app so I can actually see that. My second one.
Okay.
It's very specific.
Okay, let's hear it.
I hope that I can do this. I think I can physically do it. I'm not sure that
I cannot wait to hear what you're going to say.
I hope that I can get the timing right. I want to do the bridge run.
Yes, the bridge run in Charleston goes over the bridge. Which bridge is that?
The Cooper River Bridge.
Yes. And that's a huge event. And it should be fun, though.
It's a big bridge.
Yeah, that's a huge bridge.
My friends did it last year, and they're like, it's tough.
Yeah, well, and it goes up kind of high.
It does.
And you don't realize it till you're...
Oh, I realized it in a car.
You're going to love it, though, right?
Yeah, I'm probably going to walk it. I'm not a runner. Sure. I played sports for a while. My knees are grumpy. But even walking it, I think I'd feel really good just completing it.
You know what? I'm saying this because I feel emotive. I'm not promising to run it with you, but I am.
Do you want to come walk it with me?
I am promising to train with you to get to that.
Okay.
Because I'm getting back into running.
Yeah.
I think I said that in a previous podcast. So I really want to get back into running. Yeah. So I'll help train with you. Yeah. It'll be fun. We don't have to go running together, but like, let's at least motivate each other. Yeah. Of what walking or running we've done that day. Yeah. Let's do that.
So right now I walk 30 minutes a day. Yes. I've done several 5Ks this year without training. Yeah. I'll just do them. Sure. Because this 5K is 3.1 miles. Yep. I did one with my son and another child. We were a little slow. We were the last people to finish.
It's tough with kids.
At the 1 hour mark. Yes. If I do it by myself, I can probably do more of 45 minutes. Sure. Which I feel it's fine with. I'm not trying to place. Right. I'm trying to finish. Yes. So the only thing that I think might hold me back is the scheduling around my son's spring break might make it hard. But I have a goal to do the bridge run. If I don't do the bridge run,
I'm still going to make you run something.
Well, complete it. I'm not going to run 10.
Oh, no, sorry. Let me rephrase that. If scheduling doesn't work out, you can't do the bridge run. We will figure out something else.
10K. We'll find me another 10K. If the scheduling doesn't work out that I do the bridge run.
Yeah, we'll figure out something
I'll find another 10K to do.
There we go.
So I want to do a 10K next year.
I love the goal. Love it. Yeah. So I'll have 10K on Peloton and you'll have 10K on foot. Awesome.
All right. So those are my goals.
All right. Those are our goals. I like it. I think those are realistic goals for 2024. And I think I'm not thinking. I'm going to say it. We're going to hit every single one of those goals for 2024. I love it.
I did a TikTok filter thing that was like, what's going to happen to you in 2024? Yeah. It's nothing that's on my goal list. It says I'm going to glow up.
Ooh. You're already glowing.
Oh, stop. All right.
I love it. I would also love to hear from our listeners, their 2024 goals. Yeah. Or
not your resolutions.
Not your resolutions.
Don't call it that.
We want to hear what goals are you going to manifest in 2024, whether you're a freelancer or not. I know we have a lot of listeners that don't even do freelance. So I want to hear like, what are some of your goals that you know you're going to hit?
Are you going to do the bridge run too? You going to meet up with me?
Maybe.
Because if enough people...
When I said maybe, I meant a listener, not me.
I meant collectively. But if enough people who listen to this podcast
we'll have a bunch of ghost boss running.
Who are going to be like, I'm going to meet you at the bridge.
And then we got to make t-shirts.
In April, then I'm going to have to go.
Yeah.
Hold me to it, y'all.
All right.
Somebody at me if you're going to meet me down there.
I love it. All right. Well, that's all we have for today. We won't be back next week, but we will have a special bonus episode on January 2nd. Yep. That will be Eva's 2024 book recommendation.
Yes. So books that I read in 2023 that were my favorites, and then maybe an all-time favorite that I just really love. So start your year off right. Grab a good book.
We're manifesting Eva's book club now. Oh, gosh. It's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be great.
All right. Well, thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. See y'all next year.
Bye.
Bye. Remember to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Ghost Boss Podcast. And also please like and review us on your favorite podcast app.